Okay, part 5 of this digital app dice series, building some digital app dice. We're gonna animate and randomize the dice. So let's get to it. We're gonna be using a CSS library called Animate.css. Super cool, super easy to use, and we're just gonna use simply this little shake animation, but there are tons and tons of animations available. Slides and zooms and, oh, I don't know, Jack in the Box, all kinds of different ones. In fact, let's use Jack in the Box. Why not? So let's go ahead. Let's add that in. There is a CDN that we can find, and there'll be a link to this below, or it is on the documentation on GitHub. The CDN allows us to just pop that in right below our, oh, no, sorry, it's in the, we can pop it in the head at the top of our HTML because it's a style sheet. And then that allows us to go ahead and use it in our HTML. So what I want to do is on the dice that get added, which are change dice, where am I? So on the select box, I'm going to add an on change equals roll die, and I'm going to pass in this event. So this is inside the change dice function where we are adding in those divs, those container divs for the dice. That's where we want this on change, roll die. And let's go. Function roll die. I'm going to shorten the event parameter to E, and we're going to target that E, that event with jQuery. We're going to get the parent element, which is the container of the whole thing, and then we're going to add a CSS class, add class, not add CSS, add class animated shake. And that should shake the dice. So when I refresh this, it should load that animation library and it'll shake those whole div containers. If we wanted to just do the die, we could actually go sibling, I think, or no, previous. I think if I do previous, that'll just shake the die. This is all part of what they call DOM, the document object model, and moving around, traversing the DOM is what jQuery is all about. Let's code out the rest of this roll die function because we actually have to put something in the middle there. So I'm going to call it die category, target value. Then I want to get the platform, which is still contained in our the ID platform at the top of the page, and I get that with the .val jQuery. Then I want to get, I got to shuffle these things a little bit, and I'm going to call it your cats categories, and then I put the platform in the first bracket, the first braces, and then die category in the second. So when I access those categories, that categories object, I need the key platform, and then I need the die category, and that will give me an array. And with that array, I'm going to randomize it. And I'm going to randomize it with sort, and that takes a function, and then it rearranges based off of what we return here, based off of return. And I'm going to use a simple little randomizing function, which is going to be 0.5 minus math.random. And that right there will it'll just kind of shuffle up. It'll shuffle the array into your cats. And we need to actually put that into the no quotes around it. E.target.previous, dot text. I want to set the text of it, your cats, and then the 0th index. Now there's a bunch of different ways to shuffle, and I don't know that one is better than others or one is the correct way to do the shuffling. However, you got to pick one and make it work. So now we are randomizing and shuffling. Now I'm also realizing that if I then shuffle, it's not actually reanimating. I want it to animate every single time. Well, in the documentation here, they talk about this this jQuery one method that we can use, and we can actually, when the animation ends, we can remove the CSS class. And let's go ahead and do that. And I'll put it up here. And I'm going to replace do something with an anonymous function. And I want to still target the e.target.previous. And then I want to remove class animated shake. And I think that will then allow us e.target.previous. And I think this will allow us to have multiple animations depending on how often we shuffle these things. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Cool animations there. Now, of course, this should probably be centered, maybe a little larger font, but all of that stuff is CSS styling. And we won't jump into that in this part. In the next part, we will start wrapping up this project. And stay tuned for